Are the reports true about Tank Bigsby emerging as RB1? So there have been differentiating reports on Twitter, and Coach Speak, the Twitter handle, has put a rest to this and said there's no reports out there that Travis Etienne is the one. In fact, it's been Tank Bigsby has been getting a lot of the reps as far as in the run game and at the goal line, whereas Travis Etienne's been seeing a lot of the passing game work. So I think that there is some merit to Tank Bigsby and Travis Etienne being in a dual backfield. And I've been drafting a lot. That's why I've been drafting a lot of Tank Bigsby, because it feels like these two are the leads here. Tyler, I don't mean to throw you under the bus, but there was a lot of like Bashal Tootin love here. How are you feeling about this Jags backfield right now with these reports that Tank Bigsby looks like he's the RB1 right now?
Yeah. So there is one report that came out a while ago that said Travis Etienne's role as a rusher could, I don't know what the exact term was, but like kind of get phased out as a rusher as his role as a receiver grows. I remember that was kind of the quote a while ago. But yeah, there's one beat reporter that I really like, John Shipley. He does excellent stuff with the Jags. I've been following him for years now. And he was the one guy I remember when I was very, very high on Travis Etienne, and James Robinson was actually the number one guy, and he was reporting it the entire camp. And now he's saying kind of the same thing with Tank Bigsby, that Tank is getting a lot of – it seems like how the backfield is going to play out is kind of like last year with Bucky Irving slightly and Rashad White, where Travis Etienne maybe slides into that Rashad White role, and he's kind of more the preferred option in the receiving game. Because one thing he did report the other day too was that it was strictly Travis Etienne in the 2-minute offense. So it was only him. Tank wasn't a part of it. So what that exactly means, I don't know. Because honestly, the guy that you want is the receiving back, but
yeah,
we'll see how it's going to work out in the because it is still early. And
it's early, but there's been telltale signs with Liam Cohen since he's been with the Rams, right? You had Cam Akers in kind of that power back goal line work role. You had Darrell Henderson as kind of the pass down back. You go to Tampa, and we see, okay, maybe the first year you had Leonard Fournette and Rashad White, it didn't work out. So Rashad White ended up taking a little bit more. That's why they're like, okay, let's go get a power back, somebody a little bit that we can use as a bruiser. And we have Rashad White in the passing game role. Now we go to the situation in Jacksonville. They already have two guys, Etienne, and you have Tank Bigsby. It's like, okay, Bigsby's going to take over that early down work. We have our pass catching guy in Etienne. So the same setup has been here now in all three locations for a Liam Cohen-led offense. I think it's okay to draft Travis Etienne where he's going, but I also think Tank Bigsby is just going way too low for a guy that's probably going to see 12 to 15 touches a game.
And one other thing too is, like, can't stress this enough. It's like the whole stuff that's going on with Travis Hunter too. Like everybody's, saying he's playing more defense than offense, which
I don't understand.
It's just early. Like the pads just came on today, I believe. Jacksonville, this was their first padded practice, or maybe it was yesterday. So like the pads are just coming on. Guys will have, got to get more involved in the offense. I still like Bashal Tootin. Now, I will say I'd rather take Tank Bigsby definitely at cost
100%,
than where Bashal Tootin's going, and Bashal Tootin will, should go down the draft boards. But like this happens a lot with rookies too, where if they're not first-round rookies, a lot of times these guys take a little bit to get more involved in the offense. They're not involved right away. Now, I'm not saying Tootin is ever going to be involved. There's a chance he never gets a role in this offense, and it's just these two guys. But like, Tank should move up the draft board. I think that Travis Etienne is fine. Honestly, probably should move down just a tiny bit. If Tank is more of just going to be, the red zone back and the early down back, Travis Etienne is strictly just a receiving back. I don't know how much upside is there, but there's also the other thing too, where we could have a situation where last year was Zach Moss. He goes down, and then there's just one guy in this offense, aka Chase Brown. Like that could happen too. So I've said this a lot, and I've been saying this the entire time. I just want a piece, and wherever I can get him at a a good value. I feel good right now about Tank Bigsby for where he's currently going. I definitely think he'll move up draft boards. Maybe he'll be Bayshal Tune because he'll get pushed way down the board, and I'll have a lot of him. So
Kamani Vidal for you last year. That's who Bayshal Tune is, bro. Kamani Vidal. It's the weird first name.
once again, hey, I'll say this. Same thing. It was the right process. I just picked the wrong guy.
If it's the right process, then pick Tootin again.
And it could be the right process. He's the guy.
What's up, y'all? Hey, appreciate y'all tapping in the chat. How are you feeling about the injury on Mixon? Are you fading him at cost or still drafting him? I'm still drafting him, but it's funny because like you don't have to reach at Mixon at all. He's already fallen down to like RB 18 to RB 20ish. So, you know, the foot concerns are real, but it feels like this is one of those things where it's been kind of over dramatized. Like obviously there was the report that he's still dealing with it, but that was already known even a couple months ago. But it's like this new report now has pushed him down draft boards even more. And a lot of people are concerned about him. They brought in Nick Chubb. So for me personally, Tyler, I'm not really concerned about Mixon. He's like a RB2-ish, a strong RB2 candidate for me, because if we get anything close to healthy Mixon by week 1, I'm not concerned at all. So the re-injury risk is real. He's an older back. But for me, at cost, I am drafting Mixon. I'm not reaching for him like I was a month ago, you know?
Yeah, hard pass for me. I'm not interested.
Hard pass.
I wasn't interested to begin with this injury. I do think it is interesting, and they said in hopes that he'll be ready for week 1. Usually teams are very optimistic, so I'm just not really that interested, and I'd rather go with other options that are currently going around him personally. There was just some news, not huge news, but
just right now.
Yeah, the Titans waived Treylon Burks, so Treylon Burks is no longer there. Sad career, man.
It's weird because Cam Ward really just came out and said like he's going to be a part of this offense, and he got hurt again. It's like the dude not taking care of his body, or like there has to be something else there if they're just going to flat out cut him and he can't stay healthy. Like,
well, I'm assuming he's going to be out for season because they were. There's report like they weren't sure yet, so it's probably going to be a collarbone injury that's going to knock him out for season. They'll have to get surgery, but that's just speculation, right? But it's just unfortunate career for a guy that a lot of people thought he had a lot of upside, but just injuries.
First round pick, bro. Those first round.
They traded AJ Brown. Remember that?
Yeah, they did. Like, that was supposed to be the next AJ.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, they missed on that.
Ooh.
They fumbled the bag.
Got Vrabel